Today, I'm discussing a very important topic to me because, well, it's A Quarter Mist in Fury by Sarah J. Maas, and I just finished this 2 days ago. Well, actually, I shouldn't say the word just because it was 2 days ago, and I haven't done anything since. Like, leaving the house has been a problem because all I'm doing is sitting at home and thinking about this book, or rereading this book. It's problematic. I don't even own it. I had to return it the day I finished it, otherwise the library would slaughter me. And now I'm left here unsure of what to do because I downloaded the PDF and I just go to a random page and I just keep reading, and that's basically my life right now. I'm gonna buy this book as soon as the opportunity reveals itself. I need to get it. It has to happen. I am pretty certain that this is my favorite book of all time now. It's really taken that spot. And it took me a little bit to accept that because I love the Throne of Glass series so much, and I always thought, oh yeah, Throne of Glass series is here, A Court of Thorns and Roses is like here. I mean, I love it, but it's like inferior, clearly. But because this book, I have had to face the realization that now, although A Court of Thorns and Roses is still done here, A Court of Mist and Fury is like beep out the scale. I don't really know what to do with myself, so I'm just gonna talk about some things. This book managed to flip everything that I thought was true. I thought I loved Tamlin. I thought that I pretty much really liked Lucian. I thought I hated Rhysand. Rhysand, I was like, you need to get out of the picture, honey. I don't know what you're doing here. And I was so sure of that. And then I started this book, and I think it was within like 30 pages, I was able to discern that I was wrong and that everything I thought was true flipped entirely. The only thing that took me a while to figure out was Lucian. Oh yeah, this has spoilers. I'm not gonna go without spoilers. Lucian, the moment that I figured out that he wasn't who I thought he was whenever he came to the snowy place where Feyre and Rhysand were practicing magic, but Rhysand wasn't there yet, and Feyre was just practicing on her own. And then Lucian pops up and he's like, come back with us, take my hand, otherwise I'm gonna take it for you. And that's the part where I was like, Lucian, I had faith in you. I had like this much faith. And he broke it. He took it and he just crushed it. And it broke my heart. That scene at the end where Tamlin and Lucian come in at the throne room thing, I had to take some moments, Although I kind of expected throughout the whole thing that Tamlin and Lucian would betray them, I kind of forgot about it in the midst of the whole mating bond thing that I was so engrossed in. But in the beginning, whenever he was off on business doing things, I don't believe when he told Feyre that what he was doing was looking for ways to break the mating bond. I am fairly sure that what he was doing was collaborating with the king of Hybern. And I don't think it solely has to do with the fact that Feyre went with Rhysand, because I think that even if Feyre was still there, they still would have collaborated with the King of Hybern, if that makes any sense, I think. Rhysand is my favorite character in the entire planet. I have so many favorite characters, but he takes the top spot. And I definitely have a type when it comes to characters. They're all arrogant, snarky, and they make dumb comments, but beneath they're broken, basically. Examples, we got Will Herondale, Sydney Carton, Sirius Black. There's just a couple, but Rhysand, he's above them because he literally is so vulnerable, yet he's so callous on the outside. You cannot tell from looking at him or from talking to him, or at least the people in the book can't, that he is so broken and he's so fractured on the inside. And I just feel for him, and I just want to cry, and I did cry, and it just makes my heart hurt. Do you know that moment where you find your soulmate in a book and then you don't know what to do because you can't take him out of the book, but nobody in real life is going to compare? So what do I do now? The character development in this book is phenomenal. I feel as if Feyre went from a girl who was grappling with her own grief in a way that she didn't even realize was harmful to herself, to a girl who was strong and powerful and knew her worth and her place. And that was really a powerful message to me. Along those same lines, I loved the feminism in this book, and I didn't expect it, honestly. Coming out of A Court with Wines and Roses, I thought that everything would be similar to the first book, and the fact that she would be in the spring court and everything would be fine and dandy, you know, and her and Tamlin would just like have fun all the time and everything would be fine, and it's just recovering or whatever. But it was not that entirely. She was broken and she was grieving, and it was a problem. And I thought clearly the only reason that she made it through was Rhysand and how he helped her. Well, not the only reason. I'm sure like Mor and Amren and his friends also contributed to that. But he is, if it is to be traced to one thing, it is Rhysand. There were quotes in this book that I just thought were really, really great about feminism. One I remember in particular was Rhysand said, "Do you like it that I'm kneeling, that I kneel before you," or something like that, and she said, "Isn't that all you boys are good for anyway?" And I was like, did I just hear that right? I really loved that Rhysand and Cassian and Azriel have wings, because I don't think I've read any other books where the characters have wings, and it's kind of awesome, and it's kind of like they're angels, but like dark ones, you know? Thinking about it now, I have read angel books, so I guess they do have wings, but never to the point. I felt like in a lot of angel books you read, the wings are like the defining factor of their appearance, but these, no, like Rhysand is the embodiment of night. The wings are just the contributing factor that make it ultra cool. There was not a single character in this book that I felt was underdeveloped, which is hard to do in a fantasy novel, because mostly in the fantasy novels I read, some of the characters are just not as important, and the author clearly sets it up for them to die, or they are just less developed because the author focuses mainly on the several main characters. But in this book, it seems that everybody is developed. I can't think of a single character that I wish I knew more about them. That's a lie. I can think of characters I wish I knew more about them, but I can't think of a single character in the book that I don't feel connected with and that I don't enjoy reading about. I just want to live in the Night Court. Is that like too much to ask? Like, I just want to live in Velaris. I can just sit outside while they're all dancing in that little Rita's place, and I can just sit there and look at the river. The setting in my mind is so vivid, and I just want to live there now. I kind of imagine that it's always at dusk, so it's about to be night and there's like a bunch of stars everywhere. But I mean, I know it's not like that in the book. I know it changes times of day, but in my mind, that's what it's like. Feyre's magic is so amazing in this book. I thought it was just amazingly badass, and I couldn't deal with how much it surprised me. It's so interesting to me when characters are learning to deal with their powers for the first time, so things will just come out of nowhere and you're like, whoa, when did that power come up? And it's such a surprise, and so a pleasant one that is. Especially like the scene where Velaris is getting attacked and she sends out those water wolves. I thought that was so epic. And then that one part where they were in the sky and then the water wolves, they attacked them, and then the people laughed because they were just wet, but then she froze them and then they died. And I was like... Basically, this book is a gem, and I could talk about it for hours, but I'm not going to. I'll say it now and I'll say it again. This is my favorite book of all time. Rhysand is my favorite character of all time. Rhysand is my High Lord of the Night Court. I'm faithful to him. I will serve him. Well, that's all for today. I just fangirled for a little bit. I'll see you soon. Bye.